Your law firm is now the largest that it's ever been, right?
I think that's true. We were at...
I mean, if you count the media team.
Oh, yeah. No offense. No offense.
Do you not count them when you're talking?
I don't.
What?
I don't. Not when I'm talking like law firm stuff. I don't.
But
if we did, we would be. If we did, we would have been way bigger than what we've ever been a long time ago. We've been bigger.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
But
I think of lawyers, paralegals, admin staff. Like that's what I think of. I just. It's Welcome back to the podcast. If you're a first-time watcher, thank you. Welcome. You can go back and watch last season a little bit. Last season, I would say that the primary focus, like running through all the episodes, was we had a brand new baby. And it was so much fun that we decided we would do this season, come back from our summer break, basically. Let's give an update about all our people and all our things.
The first one, the biggest one, is that when we ended the last podcast, we said that there might be some news coming up.
Yeah.
And the news is that we decided to do IVF one more time and have a grand finale.
I think we can do another.
Absolutely not.
I think we can do another.
Absolutely not. For people who don't know us, this is baby number 4. And this is it. 100%. We thought Wells, baby number 3, would be it.
I'm in for 5. I'm in for 5. She is a girl. She is due in November. What are you trying to convince the doctors again to have
I don't want to put a specific date because if she decides to come early, I want to be excited.
With Wells, it got to the point where we'd go to the doctor's appointments and Ashley was trying to like bribe, trick, whatever, all of the medical professionals into inducing you early because you were so done with being pregnant. And it got to the point where the nurse would read the chart and go, "Ma'am, we already have you down. We can't move you any earlier." She cut you off. So let's not do that. They're gonna know you. We're gonna have a red file instead of a manila folder.
Well, I think the thing is that I'm considered a geriatric pregnancy because of our age.
No, you are. You don't have to say considered. You are.
Well, and
I'm older than you.
I 100% feel it this time, for sure. I am out of breath just from going up the stairs. I mean, we walked Wells to school this morning and I thought you were going to have to push me back in the stroller. It was the dedication
of this podcast that I'm like realizing right now is this is the first day everyone is at school. Wells is at school today from, a sort of day, half day, whatever. We have Charlie, who is in 6th grade.
If my eyes are still puffy, it's because I might cry just talking about it because she's in middle school.
You are. You literally are. The middle school thing just isn't a thing where I grew up. In New Jersey, there isn't these hard rules of this is elementary school, this is middle school. To you, middle school means something different.
Well, it's also the first, and we talked about this yesterday, it's the first time that she's been at a school where I wasn't teaching prior to her being there. Like I don't know anybody at this school. And that would happen no matter where she went to middle school because I was an elementary teacher. There was like a familiarity. How do you say that word?
No, keep going. This is, no, there are episodes like, we had word games with Ashley. No, go ahead. No.
Elementary school.
No.
I'm not going to be able to get it out. I know I'm not. Our elementary school, I'm very familiar with the teachers and the staff, and I worked there, and that's where our 3rd grader goes. So it felt like home, like a second home. This is a brand new place. I don't know the people. And when you drop your kid off, you're dropping off like a piece of your heart.
I feel like I'm dropping off a noise machine.
Probably. But what we found from Charlie going to middle school is that she loved it. And she thrived. And when she came back, she was so happy. When she went for orientation, you went and picked her up. And I think you did that because you wanted to intervene. If she had a bad day, you wanted to be like a buffer because you had just got me to stop crying.
Did she tell you that?
No, but that's what I think you did. And I appreciate that.
So we had the pep talk in the car, which we didn't really need. She was very happy, excited.
Oh, she loved it.
But when we were parking in the garage and then we were walking inside, I look at her and I'm like, hey, positive. Mom's upset. Positive. You were so happy. And then whatever it is, she walked over to you and said whatever she said and then looks at me and goes, Like yeah, I'm saying good things. And I was like, yes,
she talked it up. She loved it. That was just my first experience with that. And I know parents deal with this all the time because
but
most parents are not teachers and they're dropping, and I took a kindergarten, so they're dropping their babies off for kindergarten. And I saw as many parent tears as I saw kids' tears.
But you cried when Olivia went to second grade.
Well, I don't think I cried when she went to second grade. I don't think that's
First
true.
kindergarten. Anyway, Olivia's in third grade now, which is, and didn't cry. No cries for Olivia. But Olivia's in third grade now, same school. She's doing her thing. Olivia had some fish earlier this year and into last year. If you don't know about the saga of Finn.
No, Olivia's fish was named Head.
No, I wanted the fish to be named Head.
Scale,
yeah.
Scale.
Sorry, may be like,
it's been so long.
Well, and they didn't last long. The fish didn't last long.
Well, that one did. Charlie's died over the summer. Finn died too, so now we don't have any fish.
All right, ready? I haven't seen this either. So.
My sister is a fish serial killer. So first I got a fish because I did good at tutoring. I named it Finn because it had fins. Olivia got one. She wanted to name it Head because it has a head. And then it got the disease. It started to eat itself. It eventually buried itself in the rocks and died. And then we got a new fish. It was Monday. We got a fish. She came home. She named it Stitch. The next morning, it died. It didn't even make it 24 hours in the house. And that's why she has no more fish.
So how's your fish going?
He died, but I mean, he's seen fish come and go and then eventually.
He's seen fish come and go.
Also, her fish died after a year. We had that fish for an entire year, and that fish, she would put it in little Tupperware containers and carry it around the house. That fish saw more of our house, and that fish went to grandparents' houses. It went to friends' houses.
I don't think that's healthy for a fish, but it survived. It was.
I don't either, but I'm just saying that fish was a survivor.
Her line that my fish saw a lot of fish come and go, though, is so good.
That, that's a you line. That is
it's so good.
That is that. What is that? Nature nurture thing where she is around you so much that now she's starting to talk to you or talk like you. They're already begging for more. And I said, we're having a baby. We can't have fish right now. It's not healthy for me to clean out the tank.
Yeah. That's what you said. That's
I
right up
used
there
that one with Olivia.
That's right up there with me saying I'm allergic to stuff that you don't even have allergies to.
Well, pregnant people, you're not supposed to clean out like cat litter boxes. Did you know that?
No, we don't have cats.
Oh, well, so you're not supposed to. So I just use the same thought process.
I'm allergic to cats.
Are you allergic to fish?
Not allergic to cats, but I'm allergic to them so we don't get one. So we have two dogs, Bunker and Birdie.
Bunker's been to a dog psychiatrist. He's on anxiety medicine.
Yeah.
Where I get to go with Bunker and they ask me how he's doing today.
So when I go pick up the dog, we bring the dogs to daycare maybe once or twice a week, like just because people are in our house or something like that, right?
And just for socializing, they like to play with other dogs.
We got a second dog, so the first one would socialize with the second one, and then they socialize together. Now the two of them need to socialize with other dogs. Like, do you see a problem here?
The first one has anxiety. He has his own set of issues.
He doesn't want to be near anybody anyway. That dog doesn't have anxiety. He's me.
He is you in dog form.
Wherever I am, he's under my leg.
His social battery is not very big.
But every time I go and pick them up, because I'll do pickup like as if they're kids, I'll pick them up from daycare and I get home. And the guy's name is Brooks. Mm-hmm. Here's how it works when I pick them up from Brooks. I walk in and Brooks goes, "Hey, what's going on, Mike?" And I go, "Hey, Brooks." And then Brooks turns and goes and gets the dogs back where in the barking room, whatever. And then he comes back. I already have gotten 2 treats out of the jar and the dogs run out past their little gate. They get their treat and then I leave. I get home. I spend the 5-minute car ride stressing.
I know where this is going.
I spend the 5-minute car ride stressing. What am I going to tell Ashley that the dog, what they did today? Okay. I can do this. Then I walk in. Dogs come flying in here and you go, "The dogs have a good day?" And I go, "Oh my God, yes, they did. All their friends were there the other day." So that's the dog front.
You forgot to update one thing about Olivia is that, and this wasn't on the podcast, but you did a video about it, that she started taking piano lessons.
And that's crazy. You're right. And that's crazy because a lot of people ask about the piano lessons. Like that is a common thing that people randomly, like anytime.
How's the piano going?
Yeah, there's a video coming out where Olivia and Charlie are shown in the video. And I'm guessing that will be that will be a lot of piano questions. I think it's going better than we thought.
It's going better than you thought. I knew she would love it.
Yeah, she just doesn't do it enough. I mean, that's my gripe
She
on
doesn't
her.
practice
Is
enough.
that she just doesn't want to practice.
She likes to make up her own
I'm going to
songs.
do something. We can keep the camera rolling here. I'm going to do something. I have to run upstairs, and I'll tell you when I get back. Just trust me.
I'm trying to think what he is running upstairs to get. Well, so I feel like I should clarify that because people were thinking that the piano was an actual piano because originally we were going to get a piano and he made me sound crazy just buying a piano. We got a weighted keyboard. We went that route. So it was cheaper. I didn't have to pay per step because I found out that was a thing. I'm just clarifying some things that you said.
We went weighted keyboard.
Yes, cheaper.
Yeah.
Didn't have to pay per step.
Well, I've kept the per step kind of thing going, though, in the comments because people ask me, and that's my complaint.
But the best thing about the keyboard is you can plug in headphones, and then we don't hear it when she practices.
Ooh, I went upstairs. I'm out of breath because I'm old. Do you realize what I did?
No?
All right, cool.
You just...
So I am like a 99.9% ring rate. I can't. There's my WL things.
Did you not have your ring on? We were single for the beginning of this podcast.
I am a 99.999% ring wearer. I can't speak. Nervous.
You do? Well, because you fidget with it. And so I'm sure when you take it off, it probably feels a little naked on that finger.
I took it off last night because I was a little dehydrated and my hands were. So anyway, but I am like almost always a ring wearer. And I realized because I went like this and I was like, ugh. So I've been thinking in the back of my mind, like, do I just ignore it? But no, because I know the moment that we post this, you will watch it and go, where's your ring? Yeah.
We're single. We're single today. Let me take mine.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I hope that the camera got your face of you being like, oh.
It may have. I actually don't know. I think it's going better than we thought. It is.
It's good.
I was like,
well, I appreciate that. I love that ring.
I have no idea the last 5 minutes of what we said because I was just sitting here being like, should I go get it or should I not?
I was talking about the piano. I just wanted to. You made it seem like I just bought a piano without even consulting you. I just researched buying a piano.
You can buy a piano. I think we talk about that though, right? Like I have a friend who has gone and just bought a car, and his wife was like, "Oh, cool, nice car," or vice versa. It's not a male female thing, but like our budget of buying things on our own without discussing, I feel like is really low. For both of us.
But I like that though.
I wouldn't go buy a new phone without telling you.
I know. I tell you when I buy Amazon things.
Well, that's a warning of the boxes stacked up. Like, yeah.
Just so you know, today is going to be a big Amazon delivery day.
I wouldn't, like, I tell you when I buy Wells toys. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine buying something like that without just being like, hey, I'm going to buy this. Okay.
I don't think it's an asking for permission thing. I think it's just, is this a good idea? I like reassurance from you.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's not permission because I like watches. I think there's a whole episode about watches being stolen. But we'll give you the update about that at the end of this one. Yeah. It's on our list. But you gave me permission, sort of, the other day. You were like, oh, yeah, you can go buy another watch then. And I said that to a friend. I was like, Ashley said I can go buy a watch. And I said it kind of tongue in cheek. And he was like, oh, you got to buy one now, unless she might say no down the road. And I'm like, no, I don't think it's like she's serious that I can buy a watch I'm allowed to, and she might revoke the privilege. Like,
you've been bad today. You don't get a watch.
Yeah, that is not how it works here. Over the summer, well, I guess we stopped the podcast when we started doing IVF, and we haven't done an IVF episode or anything because Wells is IVF baby. This baby is an IVF baby.
Yes. I
don't know if we're saying the name. That's why I keep hesitating.
I'm fine with not saying the name.
Okay. So
this name it's a gender neutral name, and it was actually going to be Wellsy's name. And we went back and forth between it, Wells, and then this name. And so When we got pregnant with a girl, I was like, let's just use that name. I love gender neutral names.
Yeah, he's thinking right now about the video we did of me saying the ridiculous names that you came up with. You remember those? Do you remember those names?
We're in the name game right now. Arlo, Anders, if we were in London. I can't even get Liam. Man, some of these are bad. A lot of them have been crossed off, thankfully. Liam, Wells, Davis, Theodore, Mark, Jake, Banks, Beckett, Andrew, Emery, no. Anders, no.
Anders.
I love that.
Not
name.
even a name. Anders. What else was there? Arlo.
I love Arlo.
Yeah, I do too. Actually, I like Arlo. I made a video about some of the bad names. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like 2.5 years ago. We just recycled name that we've had in the background.
And because we loved it so much. And we took a break from the podcast because IVF is a very stressful, it's
terrible,
strenuous. You feel terrible because of all the hormones and things that you're putting into your body. I mean, there were days that I was so sick, couldn't get out of bed. It was much harder with a toddler this go around than having two older kids that kind of understood, like, oh, maybe it's just a movie night sort of thing, versus a toddler that's like, let's play, let's run around.
But you start doing IVF, we start doing IVF, whatever the verb is there. And then summer rolls around and we're all over the place for the summer, doing summer stuff. And
vacations.
One of the best.
You're working.
Well, one of the best things about summer was that, and we did a hiring, firing episode, 2 of them actually, back to back during the last podcast. Talked about some crazy stories. And the law firm this summer did not have any turnover. We gained employees. So summer starts, we've gained employees, and we have a new lawyer starting September 15th. So during the summer, though, and during that episode in the last podcast, the takeaway that I had, and the one that made us talk about it last season, was that as a teacher, and you taught for a long time, as a teacher, you were in a contract, and it's very, very rare and very taboo for teachers to leave during the middle of the school year. It just doesn't happen.
There's penalties to get out of your contract, and sometimes those penalties are waived. If your husband's in the military, he gets a new job, or even if he's not in the military, he gets a new job out of state. There are things that you can get out of your contract for. I can count on one hand the number of teachers that I know that have quit during a school year.
I'm not an employment lawyer, but I don't think that indentured servitude with a penalty for no longer working is possible.
It's not indentured
It's
servitude.
pretty
It's
close.
1 year.
Only 1 year. It's only 1 year.
My theory is you can do anything for 1 year.
But household, we lost somebody that was pretty important in our lives here. You want to tell that story?
I'm not sure if it's much of a story.
It made you so angry.
It did.
So you took the role with our nanny that we take with employees at the law firm, which is, we're going to give you a lot of flexibility. We're going to give you a lot of notice if we're going to make a change. And we decided over the summer that we were going to not use a nanny. We're going away to go in different places. So a lot of time that we wouldn't need or want a nanny. So we gave her a ton of notice.
We gave, I think, almost 2 months notice before summer and said, hey, we wanted to give you time to, why are you laughing?
Oh, keep
Was
going.
that the first mistake?
No. Yeah. Well, now we know, but keep going. We told her, we were like, look, if we're gonna decide a different schedule in the summer, we will tell you so we don't put you out. I think
I need to preface this with, this nanny had been with us for almost a year at that point. This was somebody that I saw most days. We were friends. I thought we were friends. Maybe I should say that.
This is getting good.
This
is turning into like a reality show.
She knew intimate details about our life, about, IVF that we were going through, because she was here for that. I knew intimate details about her life and what was going on with her. So I really thought that we were friends. And so that, to me, this is the first time that I've ever been in the boss role. And that was really hard because, and you've talked about this before on the podcast, being a friend versus being a boss, and where do you draw the line, and how do you not get taken advantage of?
And are you ever really someone's friend when you're their boss?
Right.
Most people look at it from the boss isn't my friend from the employer standpoint, and boss is like, I just happen to have this title next to my name. If I was sitting at a desk next to you, I'd be your friend. Like, so it's weird. Like, I'd like to be your friend, but you never think you really are.
Right. And there were some times that I really, I was like, wow, I am the boss, because, I had to have conversations about making sure that you come to work once your PTO is out.
Gave a nanny paid time off. Gave her, I mean, like we gave a pretty good compensation package, very fair, more than what she asked for.
I did it based on being a teacher. So with a teacher, I had a certain amount of days that I had off, and I kind of used that.
And we paid her,
like holidays and
yeah,
things.
most nannies work, at least from what I can tell.
She was contractual.
Yeah,
she got a salary.
Yeah, that's right. Most of them only get paid for the time they actually work, and what families can do to kind of screw over the nanny is be like, oh, we don't need you this week, and that puts out the nanny. She doesn't get to work. We said, no, we're going to pay you, this much twice a month, just like we do with every other employee kind of we have. We treated her, I think, very, very fairly. So then 2 months before, I think it was a Sunday night, or no, it was a Friday, you told her, hey, whatever you said to her, hey, this summer we're not going to use a nanny, wanted to give you a heads up.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense, but I know you have bills that have to be paid. I want to make sure that you have a job lined up and prepared for.
So that was Friday. What happened on Sunday night?
Sunday night, she resigned.
Late night, like 10.
10 or 11, she resigned for the following Monday. She was supposed to come in the following Monday.
The next day.
Which was supposed to be, I don't know if you remember this.
We had a doctor's appointment.
It was our big end of our IVF treatment appointment where we had multiple appointments. We were graduating from the reproductive part and getting to move up to the regular doctor. We didn't get a certificate or anything.
But it's like you've passed and then you move on to the next wing of the hospital or wherever you're going.
Yeah. With her quitting, it left us in a bind where... And I mean, when I say all day, we had like 4 or 5 hours of appointments that we had to go to. It left me having to go by myself and you having to stay with Wells. And this was something that she absolutely knew, because we also had this conversation because she knew how excited we were. I took it really personally because, like I said, I thought that we were friends, and it was the first time that I had been in that position. You took it really well. You were like, yeah, this happens.
Yeah,
I was like, I was almost in tears because I was just...
Oh, you were. You're in the bathtub. I remember.
I was like, why would she do this to me? I took it very personally.
I tried not to be like, I told you so, but like... And I still don't mean it like I told you so.
Yeah.
But like this is the problem. Like, this is what happens as the employer, is that, and I guess it's really tough. You want the person to do what's right for them and whatever they need to do. We don't know why I guess she's just frustrated or something. I don't know. I don't know what the story was. We never really got that far, but it's tough when you're like, wait, but you're my friend.
But it was really hard. And that was the first time I experienced it. And I felt like you and I kind of connected on a different level because you have experienced that time and time again.
Yeah. Yep.
But you're very lucky now that you are at a place where your law firm, like you said, the inner circle has grown.
Yeah.
Where hopefully those people stay, because I think that they genuinely are friends. It worked out. It made life was a little harder for
at the end of the school year.
Because it was the end of the school year with all the activities.
We were planning we were sort of planning. We had in our head that we would start doing this podcast again, like middle of the summer when things kind of calmed down. We got a good summer routine. There were a couple weeks where like the girls were at camp and things like that. And that kind of just put us out for the last 4 or 6 weeks of the school year of just trying to
juggling Wells while also, we had a 5th grader with all of those activities, 2nd grader.
And then summer came. We were just like, we don't want to do a
anything.
Podcast. We want to sleep.
We had some really great vacations. We went to the beach. We went to Charleston. You and I got to go on a trip together. We went to Spain, which was nice. Why are you smiling?
Because you're smiling. Are you? I just started tapping my foot.
Spain was really great.
We did get couples massages, as we always do. There, I set you up. You wanted me to say that. That's why you're laughing. I
don't know if this should make the podcast though. I don't know if I can get through it without crying. Mike, we love a good couples massage.
We only do like once a year. We should do it more.
Oh.
We do it every July
do I
when
have
we
to
go
beg
somewhere.
you for this? Please sign me up for couples or just a massage by myself.
Well, you name a couple or you name a massage place we haven't sued here.
That's the problem.
I'm sure those ones do the same thing, but I don't know it. So you name a place and I'll tell you if
we can go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Four Seasons Hotel. Like, I don't want to pay hotel prices for a massage in where we live, but I know we're not going to places that are around here and some of them around where you live too. Not doing that.
That's the problem with having a lawyer for a husband.
Yeah, you don't get to get assaulted at the massage place. God, this is terrible.
Stop it. This year we did a couples massage. Last year when we went on our big trip, and we try to do just one trip a year over the summer, just the two of us, just to kind of give us some time to connect. We did a trip and we did massages, but they were individual ones. And I don't know I don't know if you remember this. Do you know what the story is?
Yeah. You act like you didn't threaten me last night. You act like, do I remember? Last night before I went to sleep, I didn't sleep at all. Why? Did I have bad dreams? No. Did I, is it because I smoked a cigar and drank a Coke at 11 p.m.? No. It's because right before I went to bed, you go, I'm going to tell this story. And I'm like,
no, I said I should tell the story joking, and then I laughed.
No, come on, let's get it out there. Because I'll tell you when you're done, I have a story I want to tell.
Now I'm scared. This may not need to make the podcast. I don't know if this is fit for.
You realize when you say, I don't know if this should make the podcast, it's like, that is the code for this is going to be in the podcast.
Well, I'm just really proud of you because you made some growth over the year. Because last summer when we did this and we did the massages, you went first. And anybody who has not had a massage, you go in and they give you like disposable underwear.
No, I disagree with this. I get naked. That's what I do. I get naked.
You get naked, but they give you disposable underwear. And I mean, there's a bigger size for men, a smaller size for women, but it's basically the same. It looks like a banana hammock, a bigger part in the middle and then two little strings on the side. Mike comes back last year, this is last summer, from his massage, and he goes, the masseuse was really looking at me like I was so weird. I couldn't. He said, did you have problems with the underwear? I couldn't get it to fit right.
It was on the roll. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I couldn't get it to fit right. It just, I think it was too small. And so I said, well, what size was that? I was like, maybe they give you a female's that was smaller. And he goes, well, I brought it back to show you. So
no, that's not right.
You didn't bring the underwear back?
You brought it back. Or maybe I did.
No, you brought it back because you stuffed it in your robe pocket because you wanted reassurance. So you brought it back and I said,
You're right.
I said, well, that's the right size. How did you put it on? And then he puts it on. And he put it on. The little strings that are supposed to go on your hips, one of them was not on his hips. And the banana hammock part was the part that was on his hip. So there was a string that went up your butt. Is that the proper way to say it? I don't know.
Listen,
nothing was covered. So no wonder the masseuse.
Right. So on the turn, when the masseuse said turn, I did two things wrong. I not only had it on very wrong, but I turned towards him. I did I just turned.
You're supposed to turn away. That's why they hold the towel up.
I know. I'm wondering now, is this guy telling this story to someone else?
Oh, absolutely. He's like, this guy had no idea how this was. I mean, And then I felt like the hotel was just making fun of me because the cleaning people come in the next morning and they hung it up on a hook, this little disposable underwear in case we wanted to keep it for a souvenir. But in your defense, this year, you learned how to put it on appropriately.
This year was a couples one, so I could actually say to you, this is right?
I should have said no, it's not. He was so confident too.
I thought I was trying to cover up my butt with the hammock part. I don't know. That's more concerning to me. I want my butthole covered rather than my,
So really the reason we can't go to get a massage around here is because you will flash people. That's the real reason.
Well, Ashley, you mentioned that you're on sorority TikTok, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
So my TikTok is magic shows like magic tricks. It's what else on my TikTok? Man, I don't know, boats, like normal-ish. I don't know if magic tricks are normal, but like old man stuff.
Yeah.
You have a lot of like, you have you're all over the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing, where I'm sure this podcast will be just as popular as theirs. But then every once in a while you get on you somehow magically get on, I would call it like alternative lifestyle TikToks. So yesterday I went to get a golf lesson. I hadn't decided I would try to play golf again, just go back for a lesson. And I put on the calendar that I was going to a swing meeting.
The problem is,
swing meeting.
I feel like I need to explain my TikToks. I'm not.
No. And then you texted me and said, "How
was your swinger meeting?"
Yeah, that's what you said. And I was like waiting for you to joke, and you didn't.
I think I got distracted with a kid, so the punchline was left out of that one. But the reason I get on those, I don't know how it like pops up and then it plays. And then I have to, I'm listening to it because my brain is processing and going, wait, what? And then sometimes I have to re-listen to it because
How did you get on in the first place?
I don't know. It just pops up. But when you actually watch them and I'm trying to process and go, oh my goodness, what am I watching? By that time, the algorithm is now setting and then you just get bored. Like swingers talk.
And it's the reality shows that you watch, I watch in the background, and then you're surprised. You're like, oh, how does the algorithm know I'm watching that? Like, how do you, I don't know. It knows that I took a golf lesson yesterday because it's been suggesting all golf stuff.
It knows that you watched The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and then it's.
You're like that's probably what it was. You're like there was a congressman somewhat recently who said, we've got to clean up social media because all the ads I'm getting are gay ads. And it's like, sir.
You shouldn't have said that.
The algorithm, my friend, that is like
I know
something you should know. Your algorithm sometimes includes some stuff.
And then I make the mistake because sometimes I think that some of it's funny. I'm like, oh my gosh, and then I'll send it to you.
Right. Which also which promotes.
It messes up your algorithm.
No, but I dislike, and that's how I want my magic card tricks, the word games that I play with the girls, but like. Yours, you're liking it. I don't know if you like it, but you send it to me.
No, I don't like it at all.
That's a good move. You send it to me though, and the algorithm's like, oh, she likes this. Keep sending it to her.
I know. When really, I'm just, I'm like, what am I hearing?
I do. You got me watching one person who's a sex worker, but she does videos about her business as a worker, and I get excited every April or so, I watch her taxes where she shows her taxes and how she does it. So I'm like, this is great.
This is so weird, but I do watch those because I like it when the strippers count their money. I don't know why, because it's just mind-blowing to me. It is.
Just to be clear. You're talking about after that. You're talking about like not when they're on the ground grabbing the dollar bills in a derogatory way.
No. Like the next morning, they're like, count my cash with me. And I'm like, how much money do you have? And it's a fun game because you get to guess and then they count it.
So how much money you think I got in the comments?
You know what? Yes, that's what they say.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They make way more than teachers do. Let me tell you.
Did you miss your calling?
No.
Did you miss your calling?
No, absolutely not. But
this went off the rails.
That's also probably a problem, too. That's probably why my algorithm is all messed up. I need to just stay on sorority talk.
The rails. Well, sorority talk probably gets you to swinger talk because
it might. I don't know.
Who knows what's going on over there? Wow.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I didn't even tell you this. So I went to Barry. They they did like a little TikTok and I can't remember what it said. It said something about we're here if you want us or it was something about accepting applications. And this girl named Emma wrote on a comment and said, this is great, but I got rejected 2 years ago. And the comment blew up. I mean, millions of people liked that comment. And now people are posting, anytime Barry College posts something, they're like, well, Emma didn't get in 2 years ago. Or even I think ESPN did something that was like, justice for Emma. I mean, It's so funny for a little small town college. It's. I need to send you some of those TikToks because I did go down a rabbit hole for that one. Justice for Emma.
I haven't been on the TikTok.
Can't believe she got rejected 2 years ago.
I'll tell you a secret. I don't go on TikTok some days because I don't want to look at your TikToks.
Mine?
Yeah. So, I mentioned earlier in this episode that when I get home with the dogs, I have to prepare myself and come up with a good story about how, Bunker jumped through the hula hoop and Birdie sat on the chair and, waved to other dogs as they went by and had a great day. I've got to mentally prepare myself to watch your TikToks because it used to be that you wanted to watch them together.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm fine with. But you've changed the game. Now you want me to watch them separately and you want me to comment back to you what I thought.
Do you like this one?
Yeah, and like a thumbs up emoji does not suffice.
So you would rather just not watch them?
I have to be in the right mindset because, you send me something and I don't think it's funny or like I've seen it. God forbid I saw it a week ago.
You don't think it's funny?
Then I have to be like, ha, 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 ha. Got to get that sixth ha.
Why did Mike and Ashley have to go to marriage counseling? He didn't watch her TikToks.
Ha, 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 ha. Never saw this one before. I'm running out of things to say. How many times can I respond back to dogs talking?
I love the dog talking ones too.
Right. Like it was funny when Pluto jumped on the couch. Like I think I sent you a big stretch one.
Yes.
You didn't respond to the big stretch one. See, that's how I feel about all your TikToks.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm saying we're in a safe place, right? Safe place. Everything that we did this summer wasn't fun. I think the worst week of the summer for you was when I wasn't here because I had a trial.
Mm-hmm.
And for the people here for law stuff, or just sticking around and want to know a little bit about law, as you could guess, there are some things I can say and some things I can't say. If the trial would have been over, like the case was over, I would tell you all the details all about the case. In fact, I'd have video to show you about the case in other videos. This isn't where we would do that here. But that case ended in a hung jury, which is when the jury can't decide who wins and who loses. And that's really rare in a civil case. So we're going to do it again. So forgive me if we go out of our way not to talk about, not that it really matters here.
Specific details.
Yeah, I'm not even going to say where it was.
Mm-hmm.
So with that preface, we did want to talk about, though, how it works from my side when I'm away living in a hotel for a week on doing a trial. And, everybody can imagine what's going on here.
It was far enough away where you had to go and stay in a hotel for a week. Yes. In fact, it was your birthday week, so we didn't even get to spend your birthday with you.
I was hopeful and thought we'd be done on like Wednesday or Thursday, but I didn't get home. I think it was early. It was a Wednesday, but I didn't get home until Friday night. And so it was a full week, and I went to the hotel Sunday night. So I was gone Sunday through Friday, which, look, I know tons of people travel all the time for work, and, you go to any hotel in any town like this in the middle of the week, and it's all people traveling for business.
Well, I think this was the first time that I had experienced this with you because
been lucky they've all been local.
They've been local, and if you do have to go out of town, it's on a weekend. It wasn't for a trial. It was for maybe like a conference or something, and it was very short. This was much longer and during the week.
Yeah, and
it was during a week where none of the kids had camp. They were all home 24/7. We did not have any help. So it was just me, which is fine. People do that all the time. But we also had to do back to school shopping because we were getting ready to meet the teachers. We were getting school supplies ready. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Here. I know you were dealing with a lot.
Yeah,
too.
No, I mean, it made me feel bad, right? Like I'm here or I'm there and you're here and you got all these kids and I missed them, obviously.
Yeah, I was about to say you would FaceTime at night, but Wells would already be asleep because you were there. I mean, you were in the courtroom until 5, 6, 7.
I don't think what people realize is non-lawyers, right? You civilians out there, you think about trials as when the court is open or when like trials going on. So like jurors roll in at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we start by 9:15, and then jurors spend the day with us, but then they, are done at, let's say, 4:35. Our day starts in the courtroom alone I remember saying to you that this judge is the earliest judge I've ever, we had the longest days.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Maybe out of any trial in federal court that had really long days, but this these were long days. So, I mean, we were in court doing stuff with the judge at 7:30 in the morning every morning. And then we were done 6:30. And that's all brain power all day. Like that is being on without any breaks.
Well, and you would call me, at during your lunch break just for a quick, I mean, it was a 1-minute call, if that, just, hey, I miss you. I got to go scarf down my lunch and then I got to do this.
You're running a live play, and I say that because of, not because we're putting on a show, although I think we are, but in this context, I mean that, we are the conductor, calling witnesses, knowing what you're going to ask, knowing the evidence you're going to put in, knowing the objections you might get,
right?
All of that stuff. And it is a production, and it's live. It's a live production that you have to be ready when, you couldn't just sit there and eat lunch for the 35 minutes the lawyers get as a lunch break. And then the judge goes, brings the jury and goes, all right, you ready to call your next witness? And you go, oh, no, I'm not.
It's a working lunch that you had to have.
I don't even know if we ate lunch. I know Stokes and it's me and Chris Stokes in my office. I know we didn't eat the first couple of days. By the end, we did, because then it was the defense's turn to put on their evidence. So, there's a little bit less of work that we need to do. Yeah, I was in a hotel. I felt bad for the girls for the birthday wishes they had to send.
Oh yeah, the
in our
girls...
house we have hostage videos. That's what we call them.
That's what you call them.
That's what they look like.
I think they're sweet.
We put a Taliban flag behind them, and you
no, we don't.
You dub them, and it looks like they are being tortured to say happy birthday. This year's were good. This year's were like natural.
They sit together and then they sing happy birthday.
It started a couple years ago though with some family member. It was your brothers.
Yes.
That they wanted to send them a video for happy birthday, but it became
they didn't smile during the video. They just happy birthday, Uncle Mitchell.
Yeah, right. and then they look to you like, did I do it okay?
Yeah,
and then they turn back to the camera and they go, I hope you had a good birthday. We love you.
It looks
look like hostages.
I know.
So I got some of those. I know. 2 hostage
Well, and
videos.
then we felt bad too because the girls wanted you to open your presents, and most importantly, they wanted to eat your cake.
They ate my cake.
So because the cake was going to get old, we did eat a slice. We saved you some, but we ate a slice a little bit early.
I ate more than a slice.
I'm just thinking about you in a hotel room. You don't sleep well anyways. So having all week being there. Didn't you also have, I don't think witness is the right word, but you had somebody, were there a couple of people that you also had to have in town for this trial?
Yeah. What this means though is that we have to do it all again. So we'll go back in a couple months and do the same trial now, already kind of having
going back to the hung jury, that means that the people in the jury could not agree.
Yeah. Yeah, they disagreed. And then the judge says, are you sure you can't agree? Go try some more. And then they come back and go, we really can't agree.
That could be like out of the 12, 2 disagree and 10 agree. It doesn't matter the number because it has to be all of them in the state of Georgia.
11, 1, it could be whatever. So, all you know is they could not agree on what to do. And so now we've seen everything the defense at least did during this trial. They've seen everything that we do, and you go back and you do it again, and it's probably more challenging for both sides.
Yeah, you
surprise.
said that. I thought that maybe it might be helpful because now you know the other sides, how they're going to present it. But then again, they also have that.
And it's tougher because the plaintiff, our side, we go first. So the injured person always goes first at trial. And so now, maybe
they know the arguments you're going to use. They know
the order we're going to do it, the evidence we're going to put in. So when you do a trial for the first time, usually the only time, sometimes my side, we try to do something that maybe will surprise them. They maybe assume, maybe general convention wisdom is that you put this witness at the end of your case, this kind of witness. Sometimes we're like, hey, let's start with that witness because that will throw them off. And maybe then they're not prepared for the second and third witnesses. Like that's what you sometimes try to do. Whether that gamesmanship is something that you like or not, like my job's to win the case. And if I can get them unprepared, they're thinking, oh, I don't have to prepare for that till the 3rd day of the trial or the 5th day of the trial. And I do it the first day, maybe I score some points there with the jury.
Does when there's a hung jury and you just go back and you prepare for trial again, you don't get to recollect evidence or collect more, depose more people. Then that it doesn't open that part of the case.
No, before the trial, there's like a cheat sheet. It's called a pretrial order, and that is where your witness list is, your evidence list, and that's kind of like the Bible in the case. You are bound by that.
Mm-hmm.
You can change it in certain circumstances, but like the case is the case.
Yeah.
There's pretty much an agreement as to what happened. Both sides, because of the evidence, we all kind of know what happened. The real issue is, did someone do something wrong or not?
Right.
And that's what my belief is. If you put, 100 people in a room, it's probably going to be pretty close to 50-50. So we know that going in, that it's difficult, and we'll do it again. It will double the cost for our client. So if we're successful, then the client, ends up having to pay out of the recovery the costs of the case.
Right.
Because we're doing a trial twice, going to have 2 times the trial costs. And you heard last night, I had a lawyer call me, or maybe it was yesterday, I had a lawyer call me and say that he knew someone on that jury pool that was there.
Mm-hmm.
It's becoming more and more that at least somebody on the jury goes, oh, hey, you're Mike Rafey. I've seen your videos. And
Do you have to like X them out and they can't be a juror?
No, they totally can.
Oh, really?
Totally can. Yeah,
Oh.
just because you know somebody. I mean, like,
I didn't know that.
if everybody knew Johnny Depp, then
You don't think that would like swing their, or they could hate you?
You would say swing, wouldn't you? You would say swing.
I swing their vote towards you, but if they didn't like you, it would go the other way for sure.
So it's actually funny. We talked about how to handle this because I didn't do jury selection. I did the opening statement. Usually on our 2-person kind of trial team, depending on the case,
Mhm.
one person takes jury selection, one person takes the opening statement. Usually I do the jury selection for reasons. In this case, I decided that, or we decided that it would be best for me to do the opening statement, and Stokes did the jury selection.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to talk about how to handle it, for him to handle it. Because when I handle it, when somebody says, oh, I know you from videos, I go, you like them? You like me? Or do you not? It goes both ways. And I kind of, I'm just say what I say, right?
Yeah.
So we had to talk about how he was going to present that. And we had to kind of plan for the idea that someone says, like, what do we do if someone says, yeah, I know who you are. I think your videos are trash. And I think that you give bad legal advice. And I think that you are a slimy lawyer, right? Because then has that one person tainted the entire jury to now, even though that's not true. I hope it's not true. I don't believe it's true.
Right.
Everybody's heard that.
But it put something in their mind, no matter how small it is. Yeah.
So that's one of the last things actually we did. I pretended to be a juror and I said positive things about myself. I said negative things about myself, and Stokes is trying to, role play that idea so that way he can respond in a way that makes sense. So I think that's going to happen more and more. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a positive. Are there any other recaps we need to give? Anything we didn't cover?
I think you did say that you were going to update about your watches.
Oh, yeah. We had a burglary in the house 2 spring breaks ago.
There's an episode about it, and then I think there's actually a shorter video.
Maybe.
Or a long form video.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
The update is that it has been 9 months since the criminals were arrested. Good job, Atlanta police, finding criminals and arresting them. I mean that genuinely.
Well, no,
Great job.
I think that the detectives did a really good job. We felt kind of in the dark, but I understand why. And
they couldn't share all the details.
Right. After the criminals were arrested and we got to talk to the detectives, hearing all the things that they did behind the scenes that we didn't know.
Awesome.
Yes. I 100% really appreciate it. In fact, we're still in contact with them. They are super kind. They try to give us little updates when they can, although it's not really in their hands at this point.
That's because it's in the hands of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office.
You just got so much energy.
Because I just went back to that. I just channeled that conversation I had the other day with the person from the Fulton County District Attorney's Office where I wouldn't say I lost it. I said to that person who called us and called me, because I've been trying to get an update for months. The reason I'm angry at people is that it's been 9 months and they haven't been indicted. That means they've been arrested, but they haven't actually been charged with the crime of our house or all the other houses they committed burglaries of. So they literally haven't been charged with a crime because Fulton County District Attorney's Office just hasn't gotten to it yet. Like you arrest somebody and then you don't, and they're like, we hope to do it by the end of the year.
Yes.
You hope to take a year to give me the indictment. I'll write it. It's a form.
Right.
You are charged with burglary. at my address.
And
Like it is, come on.
What, it's been 1.5 2 years since the burglary itself as well.
Yeah, it was April of 2024.
4.
And my frustration that I just channeled is the other day somebody from the Fulton County District Attorney's Office called me. And it was weird. I didn't tell you this. They called my office. It gets
Oh.
patched to me. I was out of the office. Patches to me on my cell phone. And I spend the first like solid 2 minutes.
Trying to figure out who the person was.
100%. And I knew who they...
What case do I have?
Yeah. And I eventually just said, ma'am, I've got to ask you, forgive me, but what case are you calling about? And she goes, yours. And I went, yeah, but I'm a lawyer. I represent injured people. I think you're calling a victim. And she goes, no, aren't you the victim of the And I was like, oh, you mean mine. And that's when I was like, I took a deep breath and said, I appreciate you calling me, but I think you'll have a much more productive conversation with my wife. And then she look, if you ask for it, I'm going to give it to you. She said.
She didn't know what she was stepping into.
She said, well, before I do that, I'd love to hear about your experiences, though, because I got included on an email chain. I'd like to know what's going on. I said, are you sure? And she said, yes. And I said, it will be much more productive if you talk to my wife, because I'm angry about this. I said that. I was like, I'm angry about this. And she goes, well, tell me. And I just said all the things I just said to you, plus a whole lot more. My anger stemmed from the fact that I emailed a prosecutor over there and said, hey, man, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And his response back was basically, we're busy, don't ask me.
It was a very ugly response, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what do you mean we're busy, don't ask me? You're busy on cases like all of us, and we have a right to know what's going on. Especially when, you and I testified at a bail or bond hearing to keep him in jail.
Mm-hmm.
We put ourselves out there. He saw us, heard our names, and we did that and explained why we thought he was dangerous and shouldn't be on the streets until he's...
And shouldn't have bond.
Yeah, and then we did that for them and for us. But They asked us to do that, and we did it, and then they just haven't kind of had our backs. But anyway, that's what's been going on in the Fulton County District Attorney's Office.
It's not really a great update, but hopefully by the end of the year...
They're living up to their reputation. Individually, I'm sure the lawyers in that office, because I feel bad as the lawyer sitting here just talking shit about other lawyers. But like individually, I'm sure those individual lawyers are great. But as a district attorney who's supposed to manage a law office,
Mm-hmm.
I'm someone who manages a law office. I think they're shit at that process.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they're not in a customer service business, like they're the government, right? But like you're elected, you would think you'd treat victims, at least have some compassion, give some updates, something. We've been trying to get an update since April. I mean, this will turn into a whole nother segment. I'm going to stop because I'm going to go, I don't know.
Smoke a cigar?
You said it, not me. I am trying to quit. I'm trying to quit. So you said it.
You're not trying to quit.
All right. We got to wrap this up. So yeah, our plan is to make another season. We did 14 episodes last time.
I think so.
I think we'll probably try to get as close to like you having a baby as we can.